okay versus the Spirit Breaker, that single target focus, and then you're getting close range with the gyrocopter. Like once you survive through your burst, then you're a little bit concerned. Gyrocopter has like he's agility hero, so he has high armor. I don't actually believe that Spirit Breaker is good versus him.
5 seconds remaining.
You think YJ's gonna do that build we keep seeing him do, where he gets like Shiva's third item?
Turn to ban.
He's impossible to kill.
Yeah.
What does he do? Drums, SNY, BKB, Shiva's. Sometimes he skips the drums, sometimes he skips the SNY, but it's always that Shiva's.
10 seconds
Alright,
remaining.
1 pick left to go for both teams. CDEC have one more ban. I presume they ban an
5
offlaner here,
seconds remaining.
in the hopes that it would mess with EHOME. But if you had to ban one, we brought up, okay, Capitalist Dota.
EHOME's turn
He
to
knew.
pick.
What's left? I mean, the Phoenix is still not bad, I guess.
Centaur godlike hero.
The question of how to get Centaur through the laning phase.
DP no. DK Phobos almost
I
always
was about to say,
a dagger.
DK Phobos is the only one who's figured out, I guess.
Do you know what his name even means? DK Phobos?
No.
10
wish I did.
seconds remaining.
Could just be a name.
5 seconds remaining.
The one more pick. It's either the aggro try, kind of
Reserve
awkwardly.
time.
Earthshaker's still in the pool.
Yeah, they could do yes. Strong against the Queen of Pain.
Yeah.
Earth.
It's okay versus Gyro.
CDEC's turn to pick.
Go you.
Go me.
This is our last game of the group stage, guys. It's a very special moment.
What are some of the best heroes left for CDEC support-wise?
Support-wise?
Winter Wyvern's out. Rubik's taken away. Like, I'm looking for some sort of single target stun.
10 seconds remaining.
Some sort of initiating stun, because they don't have a whole lot. It's just the Tusk right now, right?
5 seconds
So,
remaining.
I don't feel the Crystal Main like is too susceptible to Razor. Can be
Reserve
blown up
time.
by Lina and Earthshaker pretty quick, so I don't like that hero simply because she's too squishy. So they don't actually go for a stun at all. They instead go for a Visage.
That's a run at you lineup. CDEC really want to run. They just want to run nonstop. I think this is a good idea. You might as well commit to it. You've got a Darkseer, a Tusk support. That pretty much means you want to fight.
Do they run an aggro tri-lane here?
You could.
You'd be running up against a Razor, which I think is pretty dangerous, but I think your tri-lane is still favored. Even if it is up against a Razor, because you've got Dazzle and Bane.
They
on
could do
EHOME
dual
side.
lanes.
And then the advantage would be you've got a Darkseer faced up against an Earthshaker.
I don't think. I think they just do standard defense.
Yeah.
Maybe dual lanes at best. Like CDEC might go for.
10 seconds
I was about to say,
remaining.
both sides
Romy
could
stuff.
actually go kind of dual lanes.
5 seconds remaining.
It's probably more unlikely that CDEC though. Darkseer Tusk doesn't make sense. That's not a lane.
No, it totally is.
That's not a lane.
It's absolutely a lane.
It's just gonna be like a roaming Tusk. I already know.
Prepare for battle.
I agree with you, but to say that Darkseer Tusk, much like any, essentially any Tusk melee combination, Tusk Centaur, have you ever dealt with that? Tusk Centaur? Tusk Undying?
But I think you just do standard lane setups and then have Lon M set around the mid area so you can set up for kills on the Queen of Pain.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, just constantly rotate. But that's also at the same time what CDEC are probably going to be doing with their Tusk, I presume.
yeah.
Like, Q just sits back, zones out the Earthshaker, and it's going to be like a Tusk versus Bane roaming.
Pain zonage. It's just a good roaming hero.
Yeah.
It's got really good stats. The move speed is well above average. 315. It's so easy to set up with
30
sleep.
seconds.
That's why you
to
see some
battle.
teams like Cloud9 obviously favor it quite heavily, but they also run it in like off dual lane situation. Or the off lane Bane as well. Just because the stats are so amazing.
Yeah, I think Misery is actually the best Bane.
Alright. Game number 2 here between EHOME and CDEC. Bounty Rune time. EHOME are going to go for a contest. leading with the sleep on somebody. Lanham actually sees way more heroes than he wanted. Great ice shards. They're going to go for DDC. Already popping the shell. Grave, Shiki, stunned up though. Fisher, Light Strike Array. There's just not going to be enough right-click damage there. And they didn't actually pursue the Dazzle either, so this may not be a kill at all. Carter's got another ice shards coming up in 3 seconds. Big nuke hits Lanham. He actually eats his way into the trees. Where's he going? I think he knows the ice shards are coming in, so he wants to try and hide himself, but Lanham still gets caught, goes to the sleep deny, not there. Light Strike right now being placed on Aggressive. The Fisher lands on all 3, but it doesn't actually block Aggressive in. So CTY will just give him a couple more harassment hits. This is still, like, they got the first blood, but it's just unfortunate. Creeps have spawned, and CDEC actually have to run their carry back to Fountain.
Yeah, that was a pretty insane trade right now, what just happened, and YJ at bottom is sucking up a lot of damage.
Takes some damage.
Yeah, he's just going to suicide. I think that's the better play. You got the first blood, I think, onto the gyrocopter. He's got enough money for this. But it is going to mean that ROTK at top is going to get a free level 2. As a result, in CDEC,
it's not as significant for many other offlaners. I would
but
say.
they're gonna run at him right now, and I don't know if he can survive this. No, he had that.
He got bumped. That's the critical thing as going up against Tuss, right? Is it's so important to not let him get the easy ice shots. You just got to move around a little bit. Hope you get bumped.
Did he move around there?
Yeah, he moved right.
He gave him the juke.
Yeah, he moved a little right, and the ice shards just.
That definitely should have been... I think that was a missed opportunity still. They had a good angle on him, but regardless, it won't matter as now we are seeing how the lanes are developing. We've got this Bane just helping out against the Queen of Pain, trying to get a lead early, and with that Brain Sap, he's going to be able to trade pretty efficiently. And if you're the Queen of Pain here, you don't want to be forced into using the dagger on the Bane, because then the Lina can just trade hits with you, and suddenly you don't have the best way to fight her back, but he misses the stun.
Miss stun, Shiki though.
Yes.
They're actually controlling the runes as well.
Oh, this Razor at bottom went for the dive, and he's actually going to live as a result of the Graves.
Oh, wow. Sick. They've got a health potion for him to be able to stay in lane as well, so he'll stick around, continue to farm up. Nice pick off.
Wow, that was almost not a good... That was almost just a flat-out trade for XZ, but they managed to walk away with that one, and that's a pretty surprising kill. A Dazzle plus a Razor against a Darkseer who is level 2. That's not something that you'd expect.
Oh, there it is. Empire beat MVP Hot 6 2-0.
Meaning we do go to tiebreakers.
We do go to tiebreakers, correct? Between Empire and VP.
Okay.
So, Empire potentially top 4 despite the disappointing performances that we saw.
They definitely have the potential to do it, but now this is our last game of the day. No, it's not. We just discussed that there are tiebreakers. Something's wrong with here.
DDC. Oh boy. Ice Shard, Snowball, Ion Shell. One of them, he's taken out. Don't block him, YJ. Don't block him. Now he actually blocks XZ, which is perfect. But he's still got the extra bit of heal to survive through the creep. He's good. Lanham actually coming in from the side here. Oh, he already blew the static link, so never mind.
Yeah, there's zero chance that they are able to get a rebuttal after that, but DDC, I mean, that looked bad for half a second. He was still getting hit by the creep.
Yeah.
The Grave was about to tick off, but they didn't want to continue to die for that, and maybe they could have gotten it, but they saw the Bane rotating over, and from there on, it's really dangerous.
RTK. Good Fisher, but maybe... No, the creep was still there. RTK, half the damage is going to be soaked up by the creep, so that's fine. And he also tried to intercept the double pull-out from Q as much as possible.
That was a level 2 Rocket Barrage. If the creeps weren't following, that should have been a kill, but he just stayed within range at all times. And Aggressive wasn't able to pull away in time because he was right-clicking him down at the same time.
Generation gets denied from the Visage. How's that middle lane doing? We've got a 21-9 Lina compared to a 13-3 Queen of Pain. CTY establishing dominance over the Quap, but we do have to remember this was a dual lane scenario in the beginning, and potentially right now too, as RTK has left his off lane for a little while. See if he can't help CTY once again. In fact, this is a perfect opportunity. Oh, RTK didn't take it.
I think he knows, or he can at least sense.
Snowball's coming in. RTK's going to be there to defend. Double Fisher Light Strike Array. The burst damage just enough to get Shiki right before the Ion Shell is enough to kill the Lina. Boy, that Ion Shell being put on Garter pre-TP almost won that fight for CDEC.
Yeah, it was really close, but the double stun was pretty easily lined up, and here, EHOME, you're pretty happy with that trade. You did get the experience on the Queen of Pain, and the Lina was able to get the last hit, so pretty nice for them, and the Queen of Pain needed that last hit. She doesn't have boots yet, still only level 5. The Lina, as a result of that, has boots and a fully completed magic wand. So when it comes to farm, Shiki's actually quite far behind. He was already struggling a little bit with CS, which is why I think the Tusk rotated in, but that's not the type of trade that you want. They definitely didn't know that Earthshaker was there.
Difference between our two offlaners is probably the biggest reason that CDEC are not are actually a bit ahead in net worth and experience. We've got a level 5 Darkseer compared to ROTK, who's only level 4. Obviously, a very dramatic CS difference is going to be there as well. 18-1 on our Darkseer.
Ion Shell.
Yeah, Ion Shell spamming. There's no offlaner that can really keep up with that kind of farming potential against tri-lanes.
It's more, CDEC have the much more punishing lane as well. Like having a carry Gyrocopter, the Rocket Barrage, it's just so powerful. Like, one slow plus that, even if you fissure, it's not guaranteed that you get out of it.
Farming up some hard camps, aggressive. Call down and basically blowing all of his mana and HP to get that one. Once again, we're seeing the phase boots build. Middle lane, Shiki trying to get him. Snowball actually save him. They're going to try and pop CTY. Shiki, though, still hit by the Fissure, and they manage to get the Light Strike array on Garter as well, which means Lana, he doesn't actually get it. He has to run himself away. I'm really surprised he didn't commit for that kill on Garter, but he would have needed 3 more right clicks. Perhaps it's just too risky under tower.
Frozen Sigil too.
Yeah, Frozen Sigil is...
I don't think he would have had enough to be able to get it. He would have maybe 2, maybe 3 hits. And he had Snowball again. Plus he has a Magic Stick Charge. And you know that Lana won't have the Brain Sap during that time period, so it was just really dangerous to be able to trade that often. But still, EHOME is getting the slightly better of these exchanges because it's their Lina that's getting the last hit, and it's not the Queen of Pain that's getting the last hits. And she's already far behind. She just picked up a Magic Stick, nowhere even near the realm of boots. Like, she would have to have at least another 2 waves to get boots. So all of these trades are working out slightly in favor of CTY. Neither of them are doing particularly well because they keep trading off, but she is ending up on top of it.
Yeah. RTK also getting the... being able to be a part of the Queen of Pain kill was probably pretty important for him in experience, and he actually has Arcane Boots as well. So they're not the Tranquils and Soul Ring build for this one. I'm a little bit questioning that simply because I don't feel RTK is doing maybe well enough to go for Arcanes, but then again, it's only 8 minutes in.
Your entire team, though, has a really dire lack of mana.
Oh, that's true.
DDC
needs it and won't go Arcane Boots.
Yeah, DDC desperately needs it. Your Razor can even benefit from it, and I just think it's a good item for at least one person on your team to have.
Yeah, and you've got a bunch of supports who don't really go for it.
Yeah, the Lina's going for Treads right now. She's not going to go for the Bloodstone build or anything. Probably is going to mean Treads into Yules, something of that nature, and so if she does that, she will need help with the mana angle.
DDC's getting some farming time at bottom lane, that's for sure. Our Razor has now rotated up to top. Why do you think that is?
I think it's... you have to give some experience to one of your supports. DDC, he's not going to really get too much farm, but he needs some time to be able to do it. YJ is really difficult for them to kill, and they know the Gyrocopter is probably in the jungle, but he's going to have to rotate around again. And EHOME, the one concern is that I think they kind of need a mech carrier. Especially if somebody from CDEC gets one, and XC's about to get one, and EHOME don't have one. They're actually just going to make... the Razor should get one, actually. He has a Ring of Regen. He should almost certainly be building for one, but it'll be pretty significantly delayed behind the Darkseers.
Smoke Gank. Got Garter as well as Aggressive, both coming to the middle lane. They smoke up Shiki at the same time, but he's not actually joining them. Meanwhile, EHOME are actually heading up to the top lane with their own smoke.
You go for the safe lane support and then just go for the tower right after. Yeah. So they have no time to respond. And
exactly what it's going to happen to DDC.
They should tip off Q, though, at top.
Yeah, they're going to be able to get DDC quite easily. And Q... this gank is not going to work. The Light Strike Array doesn't actually hit. Lanham still coming in from behind, though, so they should still secure this kill quite easily.
Radiant's bottom tower.
Both teams have the same exact mindset, it would seem.
Yeah,
smoke up, gank the safe lane supports, punish them for essentially leaving one hero to farm that lane, and take it out.
This is really common. Like, both teams had the exact same thought, which is why I thought Q would start running there. He was like, man, what are the odds that they're doing the exact same thing to me?
Radiant's bottom
CTY, he actually caught Shiki. Still not enough. Once again, the snowball save comes in, and now they're going to turn around on CTY, trying to get the last couple. What? 2 HP? Are you serious? Now he's going to have a regeneration on top of that? Shiki, thanking his lucky stars.
Yes.
He just got the low end of the hit. He pops his magic stick, or magic wand, so it looks a little bit better than it was, but 2 HP was just the difference between life and death for them there. And that would have really slowed down the Queen of Kings. I mean, I can't even express how badly he needed that kill to keep up right now with CTY.
5-5, 10 minutes in. That net worth is steadily going down to the CDEC's favor.
Visage has a medallion too, so this game they can actually go for the Roshan. Whereas in the previous one, I felt like they were just forced into a tower situation.
Oh, TDC runs right into XD. They're going to pop him before the shallow grave. Fisher laid out, but not much else is going to come of this.
I think you pointed out too that most of the net worth difference is within the offlaners. XE has a fully completed mech and just 50 gold, and if you look on the flip side, ROTK's got arcane boots and 500 gold. It's not even close.
There's also the very gigantic discrepancy between the two safe lane cores as well. Razor has way less than the Gyrocopter because, as you said, Gyrocopter much better at farming.
Yeah, and YJ has been rotating around a lot. Like, I'm still not quite sure why when he went for that top lane, when he just sort of meandered. Like, he went for that top lane, and then he walked back mid, and then he went back top.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
CDEC, once again, we saw them in this type of position last game where they had the advantage, but weren't able to capitalize. But I think this game they're in a much better situation. Like, their Visage has a medallion, so they don't have to go for unsafe opportunities. Like, they can go for the Roshan before they go for anything else.
I feel like they have much better late game this time around too. Like last game it was like, okay, we can see merits on both sort of situation, but I feel like CDEC, despite EHOME, they're okay, but it's just the edge. I would say the Gyrocopter has the edge over the Razor, the Darkseer has the edge over the Earthshaker potentially, and even the supports. Like if he was actually getting a lot of farm and he gets an Aghanim Scepter, that can mean a lot.
I'm gonna go for the Roshan attempt between the two of them here. I was asking, like, why aren't they actually leaving the Frozen Sigil in there, but it should be a pretty easy Roshan. I don't think EHOME have any way to check this, and even if they did, I don't think they can really get into a fight here. Just blindly checking in, so this will mean a free Roshan for CDEC. And this is something they really missed, I think, in the last game. They had the dire advantage, but they didn't opt to go for this. But this time around, I think this is gonna determine a lot of the tier 1 towers. You can pretty safely push behind aggressive. This is going to mean that you can get away with going for S and Y this game instead of going for BKB first.
Roshan has fallen to the dire.
So you go straight for the tier 1 tower middle, right? Keyest tower that's left on the map for EHOME?
Yeah, I think you can start going for pushes. You've hit some pretty sick item timings where XC has his mech at the same time you completed the Roshan, and now you can just sit behind aggressive and just start to slowly tower siege this. And once YJ shows himself at top, I think this should mean that they can get aggressive on the map. Maybe they even just defend the tier 1 tower at top and push that instead.
Meg's coming in for YJ soon.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
I'm really surprised CDEC didn't just immediately 5-man, since they're already grouped up near the middle lane. Just go for that tower.
The thing is, aggressive can just push out top and guarantee that they don't take that tower, because they won't die for a guy with an Aegis. It's too risky.
True.
So it's better for him to push out top, guarantee that they're not just trading 1 for 1, because they are ahead right now. There's no reason for them to have to trade 1 for 1 here. So he defends that top tower out, and then they can go for that mid tower. Because he walked up, he actually walked up there. Like, he didn't go for a TP or anything.
Oh yeah,
so he can just go back mid.
Once he pushes out the lane a little bit, boom, TP's mid, 5-man into the tower. Exactly. EHOME not able to get a trade off. That makes sense.
He's just guaranteeing that they don't get a free tower at top.
Right. So here comes the 5-man tier 1. EHOME do not really have a response here. Two of the heroes up at the top lane. They don't have the Blink Dagger yet up on the Earthshaker. Compare that to the Darkseer, who kind of has his teamfight item, which is the mech. Now he's going to search for it, see if he can't find somebody. Vacuums back RTK, but looks like Garter had different ideas for his pickoff. Take the tower. Now who's going to TP up to the top lane to go back and defend it? Doesn't look like anybody. It falls, so they still make the trade-off nonetheless.
I mean, it's just like, you gotta delay it, I guess. That was the best possible option, I guess, for CDEC. They thought. Hope that CTY comes back, try to defend the tower, but EHOME are not interested at all. They're much more comfortable with going for the trade. It's more guaranteed, right? And you might not get another opportunity to go for that tower. CDEC feels pretty comfortable with taking a fight right now. So any sort of trade for EHOME, where they don't have to fight against the Aegis in an awkward position, is a win-win for them. Oh, CTY, him and Garter, they're just out of vision of each other.
CTY looking to get that surprise jump, and is going to try and burst down Cheeky. Garter, a little bit slow on the reaction, but will now be able to snowball, blocking CTY, and Cheeky says, thank you.
Oh, no, CTY!
No. What a play there. CTY managed to pull out that stun the last half second. Now they're going to try and nuke down R2K. Aggressive, running him down, but a good sleep will actually stall him up. YJ, though, ice shards right on the money. Will block him in.
Oh, he's stolen so much damage, though.
And Aggressive will actually keep his Aegis still. Despite the damage that was stolen by the Razor, unable to turn her back around them. Now Q actually wants to go for more. Now going to slow down Lana with the new familiar. Stun 1, stun 2, and now the rest of the team is here as well. Q turns around, throws out that first damage. Mech will keep the Visage alive. And DDC, geez, CDEC just go from one hero to the next to the next. What a snowballing fight that was for CDEC. Now taking the tier 1 tower. Backdoor protection.
That was no BD protection, man.
I mean, yeah, you know what.
ROTK actually had the opportunity to get the fissure kill onto the gyrocopter. It was really unfortunate. He waits right here. He throws at the fissure, like right at the top, right when the rune spawns. So the gyrocopter runs down slightly, and then the fissure just completely whips. It was like 100 HP gyrocopter. And then maybe CDEC is a little bit more tentative to go for stuff like that top dive. Yeah. But because they weren't able to even knock off the Aegis, I mean, they used it to max advantage right now. As Aggressive almost has a fully completed SNY, he's just got a ton of stats. And this is going to mean that it's going to be a lot easier for him to fight the Razor too. As we saw, he wasn't able to quite get away from him, but this time he can just maneuver in and out. Kiting is going to be really simple.
8,500 net worth on our gyrocopter, still dramatically ahead of the Razor, and is pulling further and further ahead all the time. 3,000 gold lead on him alone. The Queen of Pain and Lina matchup. Lina is ahead by 2k, more like 1,500.
ATY has kept his team in this game.
Yeah.
Just the amount of plays that he's had right now where he barely survives or he dies, but he kills the Queen of Pain, and the Queen of Pain isn't able to get the rebuttal kill. Been pretty huge for CDEC, but right now the problem for EHOME is that the Razor doesn't have the net worth to compete, and it's not like his item build is going to change anytime soon. It's not like he's really close to that BKB, and if you just take a look, XZ pretty much matches him in farm. Like, he's got a mech with upgrading what the Razor has at the same time.
Once again, Aegis. I'm not going to say wasted for CDEC because they did try and force fights. They just didn't have to use that Aegis. But it will go down without a fight. Guardian Greaves actually finish up for XZ. That's really interesting. Over the Blink Dagger.
I think they just want to go for the straight 5-on-5 engagements and hope that you can tank through the burst damage at EHOME. So I don't think it's a terrible pickup here by any means.
It just felt like it had such good synergy with Call Down by itself. But then you also had the Queen of Pain's AoE, maybe a Snowball or Ice Shards.
Yeah, I can kind of... I think the Blink Dagger would have been a good choice too, but CDEC, with the Aegis gone, I don't know if EHOME will anticipate this type of smoke where they're getting incredibly aggressive right now, but they do have the lead, so it's not very dangerous for them whatsoever. And Garter has a Blink Dagger, and everybody from EHOME is just disengaging. They're going back to base, and YJ's headed to that top area. Maybe if they can get a ward down here.
Well, CTY instantly blink in, Walrus Punch. Self-fuel Scepter to be able to dodge some of this speed script placed on Garter, but Monum is now going to be the next target. Really can't save his mid. That's now Blink Dagger for ROTK, but it's just a bit too late. CDEC have already won the fight. We'll probably try and push down this tier 2 tower.
Yeah, he's got a smoke, but I think it's a bad idea to use it right now. I don't think without any sort of follow-up he should be going for this. Because it's only a level 1 Echo Slam. Not even 4 points of the Aftershock. Probably isn't worth it for all for this. Maybe they just get YJ as a result.
Jesus, they're going to come in. Vacuum back. Fisher not really on the mark there. Aggressive now comes back in. The Shalgrave's going to run out. Do they have a stun? They really don't. YJ actually gets out. No, the tick damage. Queen of Pain actually got it with the Shadow Strike. The healing from the fountain wasn't enough. Pick-off after pick-off. I mean, I'm just seeing repeat performance here. CDEC find 1 kill, turns into another. RTK is going to come in for the Echo Slam, goes straight for Aggressive. Really locks down him and Gardner, but it's still enough to get a kill on one. Aggressive
just not going down.
CTY now a 3-man vacuum with a call down over the top. One goes down. CTY is fortunately fast enough to stay ahead. Shiki actually comes forward, a little bit more damage with the scream. But they only lost the Tusk there for the first Blink Dagger Echo Slam initiation. Oh my god.
They even lose the tier 2
Did you notice that? CTY almost died.
It was really
he ran into the wall.
Oh, did he?
And he almost killed himself on that. He had to Yule Scepter in order to dodge his illusion hitting himself.
Life is full of terrors, man. You just gotta take some risks and face yourself. Alright, Roshan's almost up. This is so fortuitous right now. CDEC, when it comes to timing, they can get a BKB really soon on Aggressive if they want. There's nothing that's going to surprise CDEC anymore. They already know about the Earthshaker Blink Dagger, so in the next fight they'll be a lot more careful. YJ is desperately trying to get a BKB or just something right now, but only 282 gold backing him up, and there's no objectives that they're going to go for that are going to be nearly in time, or he'll be able to complete it. Like, if they still had towers to go for, if they're in a decent position to push, then maybe he gets it within the next 4 or 5 minutes, but without that, it would have to be a dominating team fight. Even his jungle isn't very safe.
CDEC. Start coming in for this bottom tier 2. EHOME are already ready to defend. They have Lina with the TP scroll, so she can join them as well in a second.
You notice Aggressive at the same time is still stacking up this entire wave repeatedly. It's just making it so hard for EHOME to come back because EHOME doesn't have a stack of their own, and even if they did, who would clear it?
Yeah, exactly.
Rich get rid of it.
Gyrocopter's always able to stay ahead, and the thing is, they didn't even have XZ there. CDEC weren't really committing for a push at all. Or some rotations, try and make the Lina come back. Just seems so unlikely that EHOME are going to try and jump you, especially since they still don't have Echo Slam. Though it's coming up in 10 seconds, so maybe this next creep wave push, they'll be willing to stop this. But at the same time, their cores have already rotated out, so maybe not. CDEC. Oh, here comes the Lina. And their Razor is running over. Oh, never mind. Razor stops. He's going to push in middle. They give up on the tier 2.
It's still only a level 1 Echo Slam. Like, he hasn't gotten a level or 2 since then. So I don't know if CDEC are worried about this. They get the tier 2 tower, and then I think they just back off and go for the next one. And then from there, you can go push out that last tier 2 tower top. They already have a ward set up for this. And EHOME's just put in such a weird position where I think they might even go for a smoke of their own and try to contest the Roshan.
You gotta upset the trajectory of this game. I mean, oh, Jesus. 12,000 gold lead for CDEC.
The experience is just as
dramatic, yeah.
Yeah. CDEC finished the BKB up on the Gyrocopter. It's a fully completed one. He's got a ton of levels too. YJ just can't keep up when it comes to farming levels anymore. EHOME do have a few glimmers of hope though. CTY's got an Aghanim Scepter picked up. The Earthshaker Echo Slam, you would like to see him at least level 11, but things can still change.
Yeah, I mean, the important thing is you have... I think it's even more important for you to have maxed out Aftershock than it is the second level of Echo Slam.
Yeah, just for their... I mean, going from 0.6 to 1.5 overall as a stun is a lot easier to set up the next fissure. But CDEC are just going to farm out the Ancient stack. In a second, they'll see that Roshan is up and take it. I think EHOME... I don't know if they can kill the Gyrocopter twice. If they don't... There's a Blink Dagger on XC2, so the counter initiation game is going to be so strong by them. There's a BKB on him as well, but it looks like they just want to push out that top tower and maybe create some pressure. doesn't look like they want to get aggressive on this Roshan pit area.
So instead, they push out the top lane. Lana gets some aggressive vision up. I'm just not sure how they're going to be able to go for pickoffs. I mean, maybe if Lina had a Shadow Blade or something to be able to get in there, but as you can see, like, CDEC are always going to have some sort of aggressive vision. I'm just not sure how the Lina can ever get into position up to that jungle without CDEC having some idea about it. Right?
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Yeah, they're going to go for this top tier 2 tower now if they want. The mid tier 3 hasn't been pressured at all. You might as well go for the safer objectives. And if you can fight them outside of your base, that's why you go for the tier 2s. In the off chance that EHOME decide to go for some sort of push, then maybe you can actually get something out of it.
And it's more golds before you go uphill. Right?
Oh, Garter's actually wrapped up behind them, and I don't actually think they have a way to get out of this. RTK is going to get spotted.
Already RTK thrown up in the air. Lanham trying to make the TP out, but even that will not complete. Aggressive finishes off. Last bit of damage thanks to the Rocket Barrage. 7 to 15 now. CDEC just took Roshan. They just got an Aegis, and now well set up, as you said, to take that outer tower.
And it's looking more and more likely that EG is going to finish at the top of their group, as CDEC is well ahead in this game. They're even going to go for the smoke here. They might even just go for CTY and say, if you're going to go for the split push, we're just going to kill you really fast. Garter's already got the Ion Shell on him. CTY is going to move down to the jungle, but he has no idea that this is coming. He assumes that they're behind them at top, and CTY has no blink dagger or anything to get out of this. They're going to kill him for free.
Yep, absolutely. They even pop the Sonic Wave just to ensure there's no Laguna Blade or anything. Of course, with the Aghanims on Queen of Pain, doesn't matter too much. That tier 2 does fall to Aggressive by himself.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
And now, he's like, let's go, guys. Time to go uphill.
Here's the move.
He still has that Aegis. He's got 3,300 gold on top of that. Alpha Wolf waking him up.
He's dreaming of the Lion King right now.
Well, now he's not dreaming at all.
That's really depressing, man. That's just what happened in The Lion King. Razor used his plasma field and King killed Scar.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Oh boy.
Alright, so now he's turned a range creep. So they're gonna push this tower. They know the Lina's dead. Force a buyback rate.
Walrus Punch. YJ's actually trapped in a really bad position. The vacuum actually put him over that Ice Shard. YJ will get away because of that one. That was awkward. A pull back into the call down seemed like a guaranteed kill, but slightly mispositioned vacuum from XZ.
Are they going to back off of this?
They don't have any ultimates that they really rely on too heavily, right? I mean, the wall is good. I mean, maybe you wait on cooldown, I would say.
The wall's just... It's just bonus.
Yeah, it's just bonus at this point. Like, late game, yes, you shouldn't fight without the wall, but...
It's so hard for them to go high ground against EHOME's lineup, though. CTY can just think and expand harder.
Trying to go for CTY. He's got the familiars following him up. Fiend Scrape in the background, but a good vacuum will stop that one. CTY throws out the good way to finish him off, and Eul Scepter actually dodges that Sonic Wave. There's still the missile coming in. Shiki makes the commitment for that kill. CTY will be hit by the missile in the end, but Shiki still can't go for it. Instead, maybe going to target YJ. No, he goes for CTY. He really wants this kill, but the Shallow Grave is there, and now he dies instead. Aggressive to aggressive. Peach diving all the way into the fountain. Here is Lanham. He's going to be able to control some of these heroes if there's buybacks. I think C-Tech are just overcommitted. He turns for Lanham, trying to finish him up. Will be able to get that kill. RTK, sleep up. Lanham's actually getting way now aggressive. He's just turning and fighting wherever he can, but the heals are up. Nobody's going to die here. CDEC.
That was hot.
Too far in. There's no other way to say it.
All right. So EHOME managed to turn that around. I mean, CDEC went so far into their base, there wasn't even an objective at play here.
No.
They just... The Queen of Pain runs over here, the Gyrocopter runs all the way down here. They're just so far out of position, nowhere for them to really respond to, and I mean, EHOME, that's what I said, it's so hard to break their high ground. They don't have the best damage-dealing cores onto towers. Like, they don't have a Deso, they don't have an Assault Cuirass, their Queen of Pain doesn't have a Necro 3 or anything like that. He's opted to go for the Aghanim Scepter, so his right-click damage isn't that great. Same with the Gyrocopter. Very stats-heavy build. And their supports aren't the best at it either, and so EHOME, they just fissure, throw out the Dragon Slave, and eventually CDEC just got impatient and said, we have an Aegis, why not just go for it? Even if the Queen of Pain kills the Lina there, I think Shiki dies.
Yeah.
10 times out of 10.
I mean, he blinked into, like, tier 3 radius.
Completely YOLO'd in for that kill, but he didn't even know if the grave was up or not. That was just him hoping. Oh, so much of a swing. And they lost the gem. If we just take a look at the net worth chart, it was at 15k, which is really significant, and now like 10k is doable from here with their lineup. BKB
CDEC have just basically probably drawn out the game for another 10-15 minutes because of that. Like, the important thing, if you don't have good high ground, right, is all your high ground pushes rely quite heavily on Aegis, right? You don't have natural high ground pushing abilities, and the enemy team has good defense. You just got to play around that extra life and slowly, carefully siege it down.
Yeah,
but
it's hard to siege it down, though, because EHOME just spams.
Yeah.
They have so many long-distance abilities. They've got the Plasma Field, the Earthshaker Fissure, CTY can just non-stop use Dragon Slave. It's such a long radius with such a short cooldown, and makes it difficult for them to breach. But it looks like they want to go for maybe a smoke here. They have one available. They have the BKB completed on YJ and the level 16 Aghanim Scepter on the Lina, but there's no reason not to wait for CTY's BKB. It's nearly completed. I think that's what EHOME is actually waiting for. That's the signal.
He only needs a couple more camps.
He's going to sell.
Yeah, he's going to sell Magic Wand, Bond. Yeah, sells the bottle.
That was weird. He didn't have enough for a second.
Yeah. BKB up. And they see probably where CDEC are at. I mean, they've got aggressive at the bottom lane. It's very unlikely CDEC are doing another like 4-man smoke play and leaving aggressive alone at bottom because he doesn't have the Aegis. Too risky to leave him alone.
Yeah, and aggressive is now starting to build towards that butterfly. He realizes they need a little bit more damage to be able to go high ground. And EHOME are grouped up right now, but they don't have YJ, who's tailing them. Has a plate mail. This is the Shivas now. And this is a 4-man smoke by EHOME. They're going to show their Razor at bottom and hope that CDEC actually split up. I think that if
Shaky, he's going to be Echo Slam. They get the chain stun. Laguna play. Now they're instantly trying to get out. The snowball save was almost there from Garter.
They don't have vision of him.
Yeah, RTK is actually getting away. Blink Dagger up in 2 seconds. Never mind. Ion Shell, he gets close enough, and ROTK will not be making it out. Still, though, very favorable trade for EHOME. They gotta kill on the Queen of Pain.
Definitely. They didn't trade anything more than that. ROTK's net worth is not worth nearly as much as the Queen of Pain's. Take that trade every time, and it just slows down the game even more and frustrates CDEC. CDEC is now in a position where they have to wait for the Aegis Cheese. And maybe EHOME can even engage them outside of the base now.
Aggressive isn't, I don't think he's too upset. He just farmed out the Radiant Ancient camp. Not sure why it was stacked. For who exactly on the side of EHOME. Aggressive takes it anyway. Butterfly gets all the closer. Q, his Aghanims, is not going to be here anytime soon, just as the point booster for now. Desolator almost finished up on the Tusk.
Butterfly is completed on the Gyrocopter, and Roshan's going to be up in just 2 short minutes. That doesn't leave CDEC with a lot of time to farm. Q doesn't have the Aghanim Scepter, and 2 minutes won't make a difference for him. But who will it make a difference for? The Earthshaker doesn't have much. The Bane could get a Glimmer Cape. Lina could farm out a buyback. That's probably the most significant. So Lina can get a buyback.
Both teams do have a smoke, and it's pretty traditional, right? As it comes around to the potential spawn time of Roshan, that teams are going to look for a smoke pickoff just to give them the advantage. Roshan's just too important of an objective. So there's the first one. Q brings a smoke, or he's bringing one to himself now. Lotus Orb is coming in for XZ.
Okay, that can make a difference.
Yeah.
If you can put that on the Queen of Pain when she blinks in, and then the Lina would just go on.
Also help for some of your high ground pushes. Just putting out the Gyrocopter and letting him sit in the front lines.
The Roshan's going to be the huge thing for
certainly.
Deck. One more fight like that, though, the net worth could even out. If you just get stomped in a 5-for-1 or whatever that was. Did they even lose a hero, actually? Oh, they lost Lanem, right? That was it?
Yeah. Lost Lanem. He died twice. I know he popped back.
Their only buyback on the Lina right now. It's not terrible for them. It's probably their main hero, because the Razor won't die easily. And Razor's even building and not going for that Shivas that we saw him go for. He's actually going for the Aghanim Scepter, and CDEC, do they have any way to go high ground still? I guess they have a Deso on Garter, and Roshan is about to spawn right now.
Yeah, they'll take Roshan really quickly. EHOME, if they have any chance to contest, they got to go for a smoke play now, which it looks like they are. Lonham's got his smoke. Everyone's grouped up inside the base. Time to go. Maybe not. It's so rough, though, because the Tier 1 towers are still up on the side of CDEC, both middle and bottom lane. Like, how do you actually get a good fight around Roshan unless it's directly in the pit or outside of it? There's no sneaky play that you can make where you wrap around and, you know, get into the secret shop area through the bottom lane, or you go through mid and catch someone in the ramp area. There's no sneaky play like that because the Tier 1 towers are stuck.
Yeah, that's true. I guess EHOME aren't too concerned about this either because of how the previous fight went. Maybe they decide to go for it. They're all grouped up. They have to smoke.
Yeah, but it's too late. The minus armor combo is too much.
Maybe they
middle tower
still wait to see if like a good opportunity presents itself. Like if CDEC decide to group up for 5 here and they don't pay attention, ROTK could just get a really good echo. He thinks they're at the bottom, but they're not going to find anybody. They just probably will disengage. CDEC re-smoke up actually, but EHOME should just head home.
Yeah, they're going for YJ. EHOME sitting behind him with the smoke right now, but they're kind of too far away. YJ, oh, wow. That snowball's so close to being able to stop that TP. Did he have buyback? He didn't have buyback.
That was...
If they killed him, that's got to be a lane of racks.
I saw 0.0 as the snowball connected. Oh, that could have just been the game.
Still, CDEC have a rather large advantage. Aegis and Cheese on top of the gigantic net worth that they've accrued for themselves. Cheese is on Shiki, Aegis on Aggressive. Is this Dark Troll Summoner is his only job just to wake people up from sleep?
Never know when it's useful.
He might be able to get like if he gets like an ensnare on the Bane when he's Fiend's gripping, that'll be insane, but...
It's never a bad idea to have a Dark Troll Summoner. He can summon you skeleton helmets.
So called out. Oh, and an ice vacuum over the cliff. YJ's put in a bad position with the Walrus Punch already, and the pure damage out from the Sonic Wave. YJ, despite his BKB, will be going down here if they can still see him. Need a little bit more. The heals are coming out.
They really need this kill.
No, they're not actually getting him, and maybe they dove in too deep. Garter actually blinked into a Light Striker, and he's gone. Laguna Blade catches them. Ankle Slam. ROTK, he's made the initiation. He doesn't want to let our Aggressive get away, but the rest of the EHOME team is just a bit too slow to respond. They were busy dealing with the Tusk. And once again, CDEC went in deep, and they didn't get an objective.
EHOME?
Oh, wow.
This has just got to be so frustrating right now for CDEC. The lead they've built up steadily throughout this entire game. They've hit all the objectives correctly. They've taken down the tier 2s in succession. They went for the Roshans this game, and they still can't break EHOME's base. Even with the Aegis energies, YJ was even caught out of position, and they still couldn't do it. Aggressive is like, I'm over this. We have to take this tower down, and he walks in, but still unable to do so as they hold, and EHOME is about to have all 5 heroes up. Yeah, they don't have the Echo Slam this time, but I don't even think it matters.
Yeah, especially with the Gyrocopter still operating on such low HP. He comes forward again, he's going to get Laguna Bladed, and there goes your Aegis advantage.
Yeah, and it's been a short enough time that it might actually be worth it to use it. The cooldown on it is only 50 seconds, and if you anticipate the fight lasting longer than that,
yeah,
then it would definitely be worth it, but EHOME is just... They just keep holding, and CDEC, they know that the Aegis is only up for 2 more minutes. I think they've got all 5 heroes back here again. Garter has respawned, and I think this is just attempt number 2. They've got the wall back up. The Lotus Orb is going to go onto that Gyrocopter. This is their best chance here.
Fisher blocking out Aggressive. Can't quite hit the tower, but that's what the familiars are for.
Glyph has been popped. Can they hold this? CDEC's actually just going to recircle out, pop the Guardian Greaves so that Aggressive can just stand on top of the hill again and hit. They don't have a Glyph this time. Everybody from EHOME is so prepared for this stuff.
I like that. XD is like soon as EHOME maybe would initiate on Aggressive, he blinks forward, he gives Aggressive the Lotus Orb.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Man, CDEC, are they really going to wait for another Aegis Cheese? I don't know how the fight goes if they just keep extending it like this might be their best opportunity.
So they're definitely getting questionable. Q is going to have an Aghanim Scepter soon. We also have the... is that the completed Satanic? Yes, it is. So that's what they're waiting on. Satanic is coming in for the Gyrocopter.
I was so tunnel visioned on this top lane, I forgot about that. Yeah. YJ does manage to get his techniques though.
The Fissure is there. Vacuum not quite enough to bring the Earthshaker over the cliff. And it looks like aggressive. He's going to give up his life in exchange for this range Rax. He's losing a lot of
so much damage.
Oh my goodness, YJ's going to be hitting like a monster. Finally, they finish off aggressive with the Laguna Blade. 224 damage given over to YJ, but CDEC are far enough back that they won't be losing this one just yet. EHOME are not going to pursue out, obviously. They just want to stall and stall some more. RTK is going to be targeted by Carter, but he managed to get a really good Fissure. Fiend Scrape being placed on Carter as well, but there goes the Snowball. Shiki looking for that Sonic Wave, couldn't really get it. In the background, they do manage to finish off at least the Earthshaker. CTY is dropping lower and lower, has the Yule Scepter, needs to be able to dodge the damage incoming, but it's still not enough. Shiki will be able to finish him now. Lana is trying to get away from YJ. YJ actually is hitting like a beast. He goes straight for the Visage, tears him apart, and now moves forward. They still haven't taken an objective. They tried to go for it now, but with a couple of buybacks out from EHOME, they still keep their top racks alive.
Yeah, and CDEC finally win a fight though. That's the key here, is that they finally bolster their confidence. They're like, we finally made some strides. That was not for nothing. We forced the buyback, we got a few kills, we took down their tier 3 tower. That's progress for them. It's not an ideal situation because you did it with an Aegis and a Cheese and you still weren't able to quite get there, but forcing out buybacks from the Lina and the Bane and not losing either of your cores, you're probably okay with that.
It's progression. It's moving the game forward just a little bit for CDEC.
If they got stomped in that fight, I think CDEC would have lost so much confidence if they just got killed, but it's just DDC is just doing so much work with that shallow grave every single time that CDEC overextends. Like, CDEC smells blood. Like, well, this is a really good opportunity. We can just kill this Lina and win the fight. But she gets grave, she turns around, and all of a sudden EHOME is
RTK has had some great fissures as well. I mean, that last one, stopping the initiation of the Tusk, I think was what brought CDEC so far back into the tier 4 towers.
So the Queen of Pain is going to get an ultimate orb. We'll see what they want to get on the Gyrocopter as his last item. I guess you could sell the Sanjin Yasha to get one more, but maybe he gets a Scotty even just for the raw HP.
Comes the pick off. CDEC, they found CTY.
Oh, he doesn't have buyback.
Oh dear. He's done for it. Sonic Wave actually hit the 2 in the background as well. Shiki's going to blink forward looking for more. They have the homing missile on Lanham, and they've caught ROTK. One pick off turns to 3. None of them have buyback, and CDEC, Mark, they're just going to go straight into the base if they can. There's no creeps available, so they got to get their mid wave coming forward. DDC, has he been caught? He's got a 4 staff.
He's got to use this correctly. And
yeah, he gets over the trees, nicely played, and Snowball's still there though. He's got no extra movement. The Snowball won't land. Ice Shards isn't there yet, but Blink Forward Walrus Punch will be able to catch him. Shallow Grave on himself. CDEC haven't surrounded him though. Will be able to take this laner axe, and I think that might just be the game straight up. It's at very least going to be crippling EHOME with 1 laner axe and 2 laner axe going down.
They stole the gem back. Gotta think of the positives, but I mean, what a way for EHOME just to lose double racks. They were so careful this entire game. They wouldn't leave their base. They saved for buybacks. And then in one fell swoop, CDEC just get aggressive immediately, take advantage of the mispositioning by EHOME.
Yeah, we talked about this. This is what happens with EHOME. Oh, jump in, Echo Slam. They're trying to change their fate, but I'm just not sure ROTK can do it. YJ now vacuumed in. There it is, GG. 1-1, EHOME and CDEC results in a tie. That means there is a 3rd winner of this game. Somebody who wasn't even part of the game's Eagle Geniuses will take their 1st place slot.
Kurt, if you're watching, you had to play techies to do it, so...
Is that really winning?
Yeah, is that really winning? I love Kurt, so I can say stuff like that. Congratulations, though, to CDEC for at least evening things up. EHOME and CDEC, I mean, no matter how CDEC